Yeah, like I said before, I haven't got a title for this radio station yet. This podcast, whatever it might be, but I'm just kind of freestyling as of right now. So I've been talking about preventive maintenance, and I've been talking about an aspect and a situation or something that you can do to improve the quality of a group dynamic. And that's having uh, private time without social media, without radio, without TV, and sitting down at the dinner table and having a conversation with each other. You know what I'm saying? Further in the conversation, asking different questions. Um, those different type of questions can lead to different type of things. A lot of times, if a person is not really up or really um, hmm, going through some pain, right? And you ask about a situation or whatnot, sometimes you can have different triggers or different words, or you can say different things, man, that can trigger a person to, off into a different type of rant. And they'll kind of avoid the situation. But I think the dinner table is a place where, or yeah, it's a place where that you could, finish a meal and get deeper into the conversation, not only with your children, but for your partners and things that matter. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that's just a recommendation. You know what I'm saying? It's basic. It's application. It's fundamental. It is application, but a lot of times people don't know the fundamentals. A lot of times the fundamentals are missed, and sometimes you can get off your rocker and whatnot. So um, I know it kind of seems simple, but I'm going to be stressing it because it's going to lead to different types of outlets and whatnot. We can further, build upon just having the conversation. You know what I'm saying? We can go into the subject matter of we can talk about law, we can talk about economics, um, we can talk about war, entertainment, um, we can talk about education, we can talk about politics. These are some of the subject matter that we can go into, and and while at the dinner table, we can ask each other what is actually going on in these subject matters and how you feel about these different subject matters, whatnot. So, for example, I had a situation where you know there's a woman by the name of Cardi B who happens to be a very popular artist, pop artist. In my opinion, I don't consider her to be a rap artist, but she's very popular these days, and though she has different types of rhymes, and she can put some words together just like anybody else or whatnot. My daughter happens to be a fan of Cardi B. Now, I don't know if my daughter is aware of Cardi B's history, but you know, it's just some of the things that needed to be. Some of how should I say, the onion needed to be peeled on the layers on that subject of Cardi B, because sometimes it's cool to just be dancing, listening to music. Then you get a little deeper while you're understanding the message, and then you got some people who partake in the message and live by that message and whatnot. Then you have some people who actually try to mimic the artist or whatnot. So as a parent, I could be very cautious and worried just to see if my daughter is actually taking Cardi B as a role model or someone she can look up to because she doesn't have, or she may not have that female role model to tell her, hey, this is entertainment, and that's not necessarily the route that you want to go. We can jam to the music, we can dance, but at the same time, you know, let me see what you like about it, and that's the type of question that you got to ask. You know what I'm saying? Okay, this is what you're leaning to. This is what your attention is leaning to when it comes to Cardi B or whatnot. And so, you know, that's just in the family or you can have a conversation with your son, you know. Uh, but most of the conversations that need to happen within the 16, between the 16 and the 30-year-old male and females. You know what I'm saying? When you guys are around, uh, each other and hanging out with each other, what type of conversations are you guys having? You know what I'm saying? Are you really getting to know one another? You know what I'm saying? Are you guys sticking to principles that you're supposed to be abiding by? You know what I'm saying? And that's what you're supposed to be. That's what you're supposed to abide by when you're dealing with different friends, you're dealing with different associates. You're supposed to go and look and say, this is what we agree upon. Okay, we both like to play basketball, or we both like to do hair and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Or, you might have a bad habit, or we both like to smoke, we both like to drink. You know what I'm saying? But you want to get some concrete principles. You want to get some concrete principles to abide by, so that can keep that relationship solid. And you can always refer back to these principles. You can always refer back to the Constitution when you guys first met. I had a conversation in the Chicago area in Illinois with I think it was a black disciple and someone else. I don't know if they were gang affiliated, but we was talking about love, and then we was talking about different situations as far as when love was actually implemented and the benefits of getting married. Me, I was saying that when you get married, that you have to have some type of you have to have some type of contract when you get married, and it takes about maybe two 2 to 6 months in order for people to actually get to know each other. Now, after if you've been together for maybe 3, 4, 5 years, you've already been married. There was no need to go ahead and have an epiphany and some idea and say, okay, oh man, I think I love this girl. Let me go ahead and put a rock on it. I think from my understanding and from my experience, and will be conducive for everybody, is to have some type of possibility of a contract together, of an economic contract to see how much we're going to build with each other. And for young people, people that's under the 30s and unders who are, want to get sexually active and want to, partic- participate in having relationships with each other, and being intimate with each other, then at that age, there needs to be some type of economic goal and possibly an economic 5-year plan to secure that relationship or whatnot, especially if you guys are having sex or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, this is basic table talk, dinner talk, preventive maintenance and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Um, these contracts, these principles that are written down at the beginning of the relationship have to be implemented or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? That situation where with Nipsey Hussle was a situation where the guy who killed Nipsey Hussle, Shitty Cuz, happened to be, I guess, expelled from the Rolling 60s gang because of his participation with the government as being a snitch or cooperating with the government or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Gang rules. And so obviously he just happened to be a renegade who still happened to be, rolling with the colors and whatnot. But from, from the hierarchy or the OGs and from hearing it on Instagram and on social media, it was said that he, you know, though he had multiple bodies, and he was a killer, he happened to be out the gang, you know what I'm saying, because of rules that was violated, you know what I'm saying, and that was him becoming the snitch, you know what I'm saying. But I ask you, as a family member, what rules are in violation? What rules determine for you to be kicked out of the family? You know what I'm saying? What is intolerable? You know what I'm saying? And how do we get to this? How do we prevent from getting to the level? How do we prevent, you know what I'm saying, you compromising and put yourself in a compromised position? That's one of the biggest, that's one of the biggest, how should I say, that's one of the biggest um, turning points when it comes to structure and relationships, you know. Also, there needs to be order. There needs to be rules. When we sit down at the dinner table, we talk with each other and we eat, and break bread. We want to find out if we want to find out what's actually going on. You know what I'm saying? I know people who, some men of wisdom, sometimes will ask questions to see the temperament of the person that happens to be in the group at the time. What do I mean? Sometimes you have to push different buttons in the person just to get them to react, and engage to see, the test if they're really about the life that they say they're about or whatnot. So, Venice is just the beginning, sitting at the table. I could sit here and talk about and possibly pull up some natal charts, right? Talk about the different planets, how they're affecting us. I could talk about those things. We could talk about chakras and stuff like that. You know, we can we can speak about um, we can speak about religious dogma. We can talk about the Bible, and things that matter. We could talk about the Quran, but those things have already been pretty much. They're like an old song, you know, an old song that you just happen to know the language to. You might know the lyrics to, but it's an old song or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Something that you actually know, but it's kind of old. You know what I mean? And it really doesn't have an effect on you. It doesn't really make you sway like you first heard it when you was younger. And so, I try not to, dwell into that, religious dogma or any type of the metaphysical things or whatnot, because you have to be built up in, to get to that level to know that that stuff actually works, you know. And right now, just speaking on the ground level, you know, basic human communication with each other is what we're missing, you know. And the reason why, yeah, basic communication with each other is what we're missing. And one of the reasons why we are missing, one of the reasons why we are missing a basic human communication, human eye contact, or just a basic hug is because we are on our phones, on social media. See, one of the reasons why, one of the reasons we're, I'm saying, the reason why we are, we've lost human communication with each other is because of social media, and we lost eye contact because of social media. You know what I'm saying? So, what I would like to do, with these these little podcasts and little videos is just on my end is just documented of a person uh, who happens to be conscious of things that's going on around with him. You know what I'm saying? As far as on the news, as far as basic talk, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of talks that you could listen to when you on the verge of going to sleep. I mean, I'm not really here to entertain or whatnot, though I could put some entertaining things on and possibly entertain you. I've got music for that. You know what I'm saying? Also got, I actually have multiple beats for sale. They're not really up for sale yet, but I'm keeping them for myself because I don't know what I want to use for, uh, writing my lyrics into my album and getting that album produced, man. I had a deadline that I wanted to get to, but it's been passed on. I've been dealing with so much, you know, so many other, things, man, external things and whatnot. You know what I mean? And so, it's very critical that I have a sound mind. It's very critical. It's very critical that I have a sound mind. You know what I'm saying? It's very critical that, my mind and my energy is up or whatnot in order so I could, be the best me. And I can't be the best me if, I'm constantly, running in contact with bad energy. You know what I'm saying? I just have to keep things pure as possible or whatnot. So, but it all makes you stronger in the long run, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But preventive maintenance, man, you know, it's a subject matter that's going to have to dig a little bit deep, even though it's fundamental and simple. How many times have you been at the dinner table? How many times have you had your table talk with your group dynamic? You know, how can you count on your hand how many times you've talked and sat down at at the dinner table without phones ringing, without TV or radio playing, without any other distractions. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that you have to get into mastery or whatnot. People want to unify based upon marches and protests. You know, great, salute, good luck. But the very thing that a lot of those people go into the group dynamic and the group dynamic looks so good, but their relationship with the partners is terrible, or the relationship between procreation and then their partner and their husband or their wife is totally not healthy. It's not up to par. And also, just their individuality themselves, just by themselves, who they are as a person is not up, man. So when a lot of times we reach for a group dynamic, we reach for a group dynamic to help us put together as far as with the individual. And some groups can do that, you know. Some groups can do that, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when it comes to, I seen on Facebook, I seen on Facebook and on YouTube, I seen on Facebook and on YouTube, people unifying as far as gangs and things that matter. You know what I'm saying? So they, you know, I, are you doing it for the cameras, man? Why does it? I'm thinking, so why does it take? Why does something bad have to happen? Why haven't your intelligence grown? I mean, initially you're reactive. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing that was proactive. It was nothing that was intelligently brought together. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to I guess gangs and stuff getting together, and I mean, I hope it's good, man. But I hope it doesn't die down. I hope it's not just another hoodie movement. I hope it's not another uh, hands up, don't shoot movement. You know what I'm saying? I hope it's not another I can't breathe movement and then fades away or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I kind of look at that situation like the gangs, because when I go out, I may see something totally different. Some people just reporting on the moment. You know what I mean? Some people just getting gang goofy on the moment or whatnot. But we will see 6 months down the line, if unification or if Nipsey's hustle name is affecting all gangs in Los Angeles or whatnot. When those gangs get together and there's some type of unification, it's not going to be unification based upon a march. You can tie millions of rags, different color rags together. That's not going to do shit. You know what I'm saying? What needs to be done is there needs to be a sit down, right? And the sit down has to happen from the shot callers, man. Once again, it goes down to the dinner table, man. You gotta sit down. You gotta be able to break bread with each other. After you guys been hunting each other down or whatnot, you gotta have these people in the room ready to break bread with each other. And totally forget the fact that another person that's killed, shot down, another person is gang member, or they might have a bullet wound, or whatever it might be. You know what I'm saying? So that has a lot to do. I also heard Tony Muhammad, man, he supposedly had gang truce already. Like, how many times has that happened in Los Angeles, a gang truce? I think I seen the Final Call newspaper back in like in 1980 or 1990 something newspaper of gang truce, in Los Angeles, man. How many truce has it been or whatnot? And I'm not being pessimistic. I'm just keeping it 100, 1,000. You know what I'm saying? What is going to be significant about gangs getting together and actually dealing that with poverty happening, with drugs infiltration, with police brutality still happening? You know what I'm saying? So there's a whole so dynamics that need to be looked at. Yeah, it's a whole lot of dynamics that need to be looked at and having the scrutiny or whatnot. And it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen unless there's a sit down, there's a talk, they break bread with each other. And these are the rules. These are the circumstances based upon what has happened or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? This is the contract. Once I go back and contract, this is the agreement that we have with each other. You know what I'm saying? Period. The fact that a lot of people be selling these dreams to people and not really getting to the fundamental of things is really just just a source of entertainment. once again, when it comes to the situation that you hustle in, everybody wants to stop the gang violence and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? How that needs to happen is that we gotta sit down. There needs to be numerous sit downs to reinforce it also. So after month after month after month, for at least 32 months, for at least 36 months, 3 years, you guys gotta meet up, sit down and break bread, look each other's face and be in the same room. You gotta be accountable for those who may be like shitty cuz, who might be a out, who don't follow the game laws and now out on their own. What's the accountability of that? And how many of those are in different games? Are you communicating with each other? Where's the line of communication? Everybody's responsible for themselves. Maybe true indeed, but we talk about unification, man. We talking about of gangs, and this is just preventive maintenance, man. We're talking about a lot of things that have to go into consideration for something that has taken place. You know what I mean? Some people are becoming more popular with selling, I guess consciousness and whatnot to people and whatnot. But it's really a source of entertainment, man. It's not gonna really get down to the fundamental things, man. A lot of people are picking up on different things as far as, health, which is good. But to run a tight organization, a tight group of people, it takes a lot of work. And if you've never been inside of an organization that has those protocols, those laws, then you never really had a taste of what it means to be in the military. You know what I'm saying? That's probably the closest thing that you could get a taste to, where there's a strict laws and whatnot. If you violate this, they have orders and things that matter. You can't unify if you're not going to be militant. Period. You can kumbaya, wear motherfucking stones all you want, but if you're not in the military mind, willing to obey orders, for those who may not qualify, you may not feel qualified from you. If you're not willing to obey orders and take orders from other people, if that's not part of your MO, you're not gonna unify. You're not gonna. Come on, man. It was clickbait, man. People's clout chasing, man. I love the funeral and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Big shout outs to all Money In. Hope they go back to the drawing board and I hope they already had the drawing board ready. You know what I'm saying? And continue the legacy on that label. Might have to come a little bit more creative and whatnot, man. Dig in our dictionary. You know what I'm saying? Come up with more producers and redo the formula to continue the marathon. You know what I'm saying? Gotta sit down at the dinner table. But, we're talking about preventive maintenance, man. Preventive maintenance, man. Sitting down at the table without social media, without the TV on, without the radio, and just talking with each other. It seems simple. It seems so simple, but it may not be practiced in the household. So, trying to figure out how long I've been on here. Oh, and I also mention edification. Also meant edification, man. Big up other people that's around you. Give them love. If it's something that you like that they're doing, edify it. You know what I'm saying? If it's something that they're doing, edify it. You know what I'm saying? If it's music that you like, edify it. Share with the people. You have different followers, you have different friends. Let everybody see it and whatnot. You know what I mean? Show love. Don't be a hater. You know, because you may not be in that position, but God might have something different for you, man. Your destiny might be planned a different way. There might be some stuff that you have to learn in order for you to, like Mr. Farrakhan said, fly, be able to flip that, like Nipsey Hussle did. I'm attracted to mastery, man. If you can cut a tree fast with an axe or whatnot, I'm probably gonna watch you. If you've mastered cutting trees and you know how you're one of the fastest tree cutters in the world, I'll probably check you out, man. If you're a violinist, if you play the violin or the trumpet, and you have a mastery in that, I'm attracted to that. I'm attracted to mastery, man. You know what I'm saying? If you know, some type of computer genius and you've created some type of artificial intelligence, I'll probably be interested in if you have some type of mastery in it. You know what I'm saying? And so, edification, man. Give up the props when the props is due, man. Don't sit there and wait till don't sit there and wait till a motherfucker trip over. You know what I'm saying? To get his pants dirty. You know what I'm saying? Get his shoes dirty. Now you got something to motherfucking say. You know. But I know how to play niggas just like you. I learned from wise men and whatnot. Sometimes you gotta pick your nose when it's not the proper moment to see who gonna budge. See who gonna point. Oh, he picked his nose. Sometimes you gotta throw some bait out there to let him know. Sometimes you gotta throw some bait out there to let a motherfucker know that you may be stumbling. You know what I'm saying? Throw a little bait out there. See it, to see what type of individual. Okay. Oh, now, oh, I'm down. Yeah, you see me. Oh, okay. Your energy starting to change. Oh, you see me falling. Your energy starting to change, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You see me falling. Oh, energy starting to change. One thing I learned from reading the Final Call newspaper, man, I used to read Farrakhan the Traveler, my brother Jabril, consistently on a weekly basis. I'm gonna go back to it because it was wisdom in it. He said one time, and I can't paraphrase it, I can't quote it verbatim, but he said one time, I don't even know if I was want to, I don't even know if I was going to give you the game, man. I don't even know if I want to give you the game, man. I'll say that for later. I'll say that for later. When we talk about preventive maintenance, so we talk about preventive maintenance, man. We can't let a situation happen like that again. How do we stop black on black crime? How do we stop black on brown crime and whatnot? I don't have a problem with Latinos. Never had a problem with Latinos until I came to Texas. Until I came, I still don't have a problem with them. You know what I'm saying? But boy, have I've seen them act funny. You know, some of them are nice, just like blacks or whites. You know, I just I'm just able to observe a high population, so it's new to me. It's kind of a culture shock. So I'm like, okay, you know, I guess not all Mexicans are fresh off the border. You know what I'm saying? All of them are not fresh off the border or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I have to get that in my head. Like, okay, some have grown up in the United States just like I have. They just down here in Texas, you know. But because the people that of my color, man, was some of the first people who pierced and cut down the barriers of hate and envy, man, of trying to get rights to be a human being here in the continent, man. You know what I'm saying? In the continent of the wilderness of North America, we got books. We have books of people, man, who've made quite a difference in building up this place. You know what I'm saying, called the United States of America. You got to look at the different people that actually fought and died, man. We got people who shedded blood. We had towns in Oklahoma, 1920s. We had towns in Tulsa, Oklahoma that was burnt down, man. We had an all black town, one of the wealthiest African American towns in America in the 1920s. It was burnt down by white people, destroyed, and the people were killed, hung, or pushed out of the town, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is just a basic message to Latinos who look at blacks, don't understand the situation they have been. We've been through Reaganomics. We've been through the civil rights era. We've got people who have been targeted by the federal government, African Americans, whose homes have been raided, lives have been destroyed, people that have been assassinated just for every other type of race to have equality on some type of level, man. Laws have been passed. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to fighting, I ain't your, I ain't your everyday little hip hop. I ain't gonna say hip hop because hip hop is still one of the strongest things that we've created. You know what I'm saying? That you guys listen to. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me twisted with, you know, don't get me twisted with these other people out here that's running around the byproduct of 400 years of slavery. You probably look at them, other African Americans who look just like me, and be like, "Oh, he just the same." Nah, I'm totally on a different level, man. Totally on a different level, man. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even, I was raised. Everybody in my family got degrees. If they don't have degrees, they have a master's skill set, or they went to the military. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was just kind of disappointed on the fact that, a lot of Latinos, I'm not gonna say all the Latinos, but some Latinos have just been, just give me that eye contact, you know what I'm saying? Body language and stuff like that, man. Like, come on, 2019, we almost getting past me or the blacks and the whites is almost past that. We almost on a level of past that. Now you guys want to start this shit up with us. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know the history and whatnot, man. You know? Get you a piece of the American pie. Go get you a Benz. Get you a big house. Get you some money. This is the things that African Americans have fought for. You know what I'm saying? When we were slaving in the Mississippi Delta for free, picking cotton, sugar, all those type of things, making big money from private banks who was down there funding private banks. You know, you don't know the history. Some of you guys don't even know the history of the banks that you guys are banking with, or how how far that actually goes. I do. Some of you guys don't even know how some of these towns were built. Don't even know about the Great Migration. You know, I'm on peace, man. That's all I want is peace. I want a peace of mind. You know, I want a peace of mind. I hope that everybody would want the same thing. Walking around preying on other people and stuff like that, man. You in other people's shit. Be the best person you could be. You know what I'm saying? Be the best person you could be. But it's 10 p.m. and whatnot. I gotta get to sleep. Probably do some things with my music, man. But I just wanted to talk to people, man. If you don't support me, man, if you don't support me, man, in my little talk shows and my stuff like that, man, you can get a finger, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dealing 2019, man, going into 2020. I really don't have. I got almost a zero tolerance for just dealing with people on the surface level. So take this preventive maintenance and this advice that I'm giving you and whatnot. You can take some of this game and act like you made up yourself, and be fronting like you know some shit. But getting people to the table is just the foundation, man. You can't get people in the same, And I ain't talking about, I ain't talking about no presentation shit. You know what I'm saying? Get people to move out. You know what I'm saying? Let's break bread. Let's have a more of an intimate conversation. Let's move out. Who got the power? I mean, people be claiming they have power. Who got the power to do, call 100 motherfuckers and say, let's do this? Who got the power to give an order like that? What type of organization that will, what 100 people will give one person that type of power? Yeah, we need a different type of individuals, man. You know what I'm saying? So the social media and whatnot, man, I'm gonna make use of it. I'm gonna continue to talk on the basic things, man. Like I said, there's different books we can get into. There's different, subject matters that we can get into. There's different newspapers we can talk about. We can talk about current events. It's plenty of things that we can talk about, but at least I got a voice out here. In the midst of all the BS and whatnot, I still got a voice out here, man. So you guys can tap in and tap into it, man. And I'm signing off, man. I'm gonna find out a good name and get some music, man. And I want to get some callers up, man. I'm gonna talk to the young people because you old motherfuckers ain't gonna do shit but be entertained and continue being lectured to.